The Dallas Mavericks are looking scary for next year. And yes, you can say, look, this is an older team. They've got a lot of injuries, all that. But the facts are facts. They have the number 1 overall pick, Cooper Flagg. They have an All-NBA first teamer when he's on in Anthony Davis. Another easy all-star in Kyrie Irving. The greatest catch-and-shoot guy in NBA history in Klay Thompson. And then depth on depth on depth. This team looks really, really good. Now, obviously, the biggest addition of the offseason is Cooper Flagg. And I know we've talked about him a lot, but there's a lot to talk about, right? He's a 6'9" wing coming from Duke, which was the best team in the country this year. Got a 7-foot wingspan, and I know they didn't win it all, but a lot of times with the March Madness format, the best team doesn't win it all. Cooper Flagg averaged 19.2 points, 7.5 rebounds, 4.2 assists, 1.4 steals, and 1.4 blocks while shooting 48% from the field and 39% from 3. And I think the best game we can look at to really appreciate how good Cooper Flagg is was against Notre Dame, when he dropped 42 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, 3 blocks, and did that in just 36 minutes. The 3-ball was working to perfection, and that's the final piece of his game that has to come together. But like we said, he shot 39% from 3 over the course of the season, and once conference play hit, he shot about 45% from 3 from the beginning of January until the end of the year with their shocking loss to Houston. He's even got the 1-dribble pull-up into his package as well. The midi is solid. Little double jab step there, little shades of Carmelo Anthony, shades of a former Duke number 1 overall pick, Paulo Banchero, and just getting right to his spot and knocking down the mid-range. Then once again, finding his spot, playing off 2 feet, pivoting, and getting right to the rim because he's 6'9" to score it with ease. Just dominating on the interior with little push shots, things of that nature, and then also getting to spots and being able to rise up over defenders with ease and get and ones like you see right here. That's too easy. He was playing on rookie mode, it felt like, this year at Duke, because every single time he was faced with a challenge after the first couple of games of the year, he dominated. The cutting is there as well, right to the rim with the dunk. He is maybe the most polished prospect, not saying the best, maybe the most polished prospect we have seen in quite some time. He also plays defense at an elite level. He can come over and protect the rim, or like right here, he's getting sealed off. He's going to spin off of it and volleyball spike it into his teammate's face. The instincts right here, the recovery, even though he gets beat backdoor. This is bad defense, bad eye discipline right here, but he's still going to be able to recover, make up the ground, and pin this, erase this off the backboard, and still ends up with the ball going the other way. Beautiful stuff, coming across in help side, getting the pin block right there, and then playing perimeter defense at the top of the key against a guard, still getting the deflection. The dude is elite. Watch him maintain his ground, play with his chest a little bit, but also stay in front with his feet, and then get the deflection out of bounds. The man is on another level, and then just this is one of the best defensive reps I've seen in a while. He's going to be weak side help, so he's got to cover the guy in the corner, but also the guy in the roll, and he's going to be able to get there and get a deflection and a block. Then right here, he's going to be able to double down, recover, run the guy off the line because that's the scouting report, and then still be able to get back and pin this shot, or block it out of bounds, I should say. Yeah, he does kind of pin it off the backboard. He's going to fit seamlessly into this lineup that's got shooting with Klay Thompson, all around scoring with Kyrie and AD, and then Derek Lively, who's a fantastic defender and a great lob threat. Yeah, they're going to be really good this year because, yes, they also have Anthony Davis, who should be coming into the season fully healthy, not coming off of a Team USA run once again. He only played 9 games last year in Dallas after getting traded over, and other than the injury he suffered in Dallas, over the last couple of years, he's been relatively healthy, which is unfortunately not uncommon for the 7-footer with a 7'6" wingspan. Now, last year he did average 26, 12, about 3.4 assists, 1.2 steals, 2.3 blocks. Just a monster stat line overall. And the fact that he's now in Dallas, they've got a fantastic defense around him as well as a great offense. They've got fantastic depth, which we're about to talk about. They bring in Cooper Flagg. Kyrie will be back by January. AD's even running some point guard finding guys like PJ Washington, who they just extended, by the way, bringing the ball down the court, kicking to shooters, and when they have shooters surrounding him, it makes it so much easier for him to operate. Even if they pack the paint, he can pull up and knock down that mid-range. He did only shoot 28% from 3 last year on 2.8 attempts, which needs to be better. He's usually around 32% for his career, I'd say, but he does have that long mid-range in his bag as well. And then, as I mentioned, Kyrie Irving will be back before you know it. Now, yes, he may not come back his normal self because he's out until at least January. He won't have played basketball in over a year, and or a little under a year, I should say. He's coming back averaging 25 points a game, 4.8 rebounds, 4.6 assists, 1.3 steals, shot 47% from the field, 40% from 3 on 7.2 attempts. Everybody's acting like he's ancient. He's only 33 years old, which is about a year, maybe 2 years removed from the typical prime of an NBA player. And last year without Luka, he averaged almost 27 a game with 5.2 rebounds, 4.2 assists, and 1.6 steals. Shot 45% from the field, 36% from 3 on 7.5 attempts a night. And as a point guard, he's one of the most skilled scorers in the history of the game. Overall, just a guy that can generate instant offense whenever he wants. And with him being out, they bring in D'Angelo Russell on a 2-year, $13 million deal. And this might be my favorite signing of the offseason. Mavs fans and NBA fans in general are easy to look at it and like, it's D'Lo, whatever. He averaged 12 and 5 last year with 3 rebounds in 27 minutes on 39-31 shooting splits. Not good at all. But when you take into account that he's only going to be needed to come in and run the backup unit, he'll be needed to run the starting unit until Kyrie comes back, but he's a year removed from averaging 18, 6, and 3 with a steal, and shot 46% from the field, 42% from 3 on 6.5 attempts a night, which are elite numbers. That was as the third option too. He was expected to be giving you efficient scoring. He was making $18 million a year, whereas now he's making just a third of that at just $6 million. And when you look at this bench unit, he's going to be the creator here for guys like Najee Marshall, Max Christie, PJ Washington, and Daniel Gafford. I think this is the perfect situation for D'Angelo Russell to walk into, and I think he's going to be able to walk in and thrive in this environment. Now, as for Daniel Gafford, the guy they just re-signed, 3 years, $54 million, some people are like, hey, that's a little steep, $18 million a year. But in the modern NBA, it's not that steep. That's kind of what you got to pay for a good center, and a good center is what Gafford is. 12.3 points, 6.8 rebounds, 1.4 assists, and 1.8 blocks in just 22 minutes a game. Shot 70% from the field and 70% from the free throw line. Fantastic lob threat. Obviously, he was brought in to play with Luka Doncic, and now that Doncic is not there, he doesn't have as much as an impact, but I mean, per 36, he's still averaging 20 and 11 with 3 blocks and 2.6 assists, proving that when given the PT that he needs, he's a monster, and he's splitting time with Derek Lively. It's like 2 dominant running backs in a timeshare, right? He is only getting 20 to 22 minutes a game. And looking at this Mavs roster, I think the depth speaks on that. Look at the starting lineup. It is star-studded. There is star power everywhere. And then Lively is just as solid as they come at center. The bench unit, I mean, they go 10 deep, and that's not even including, I guess you could say, Caleb Martin, one of the bigger playoff risers over the past few years. But yeah, I'm really excited for this Mavs team. With that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like button. Leave me a comment down below and hit the subscribe button if you did enjoy at any point. And with that being said, thanks so much for watching today's video.